what or which is the best economic model that we really need as of now because of the situation of our country that we are facing right now. So we have two economic model. One is the one that you are using currently, and the other one that is being proposed is sort of a new economic model that is being proposed to us by the deputy president of from the Kenya Kwanza fraternity. And we have the existing economic model. We have what we call the trickle down effect. It is the one that you are using currently. And by the way, this is the economic model that is being used by a lot of countries on earth. A lot of countries. I don't know, maybe probably all of them, all the countries on earth. So you find the trickle down effect is whereby you find the government collect the money from the taxes or in form of taxes from the citizens, and that money is set aside and determined to be used by the government based on what they think that is best and sweet for the sake of the larger population. For instance, part of the taxes collected by the government is decided to be used for the infrastructural development, the building of roads, the railways, what we call the air, the port, and such kind of thing. So once the government builds all these infrastructures in place, they believe that the corporates or the industries or companies will come in a given country, invest in that given country, employ people in a given country, provided they make or they sort of I don't want to use the word pamper, but sort of a pamper that specific country with favorable conditions, so that that company can invest more money, means it can expand more, employ its citizens. Those citizens cannot still be subjected to what we call the taxes, of course, and also that company also subjected to taxes as well, so that the government can be able to spread its tentacles in what we call the collecting or maximizing the collection of the taxes in a given country. That is the simple analogy of what the trickle down effect means when it comes to economy. The money comes from top there. That is exactly from the taxes, and if the taxes is not enough, then government has the mandate to go and borrow from IMF, from the World Bank, from African Development Bank, from such as Eurobonds or something of sort. So that is exactly what we have the economic model. So the problem we have the economic model of as of now is that you find people who have been entrusted with the conveyed or the laid system to convey the development to the common manage. You find those people, they cannot be entrusted. They keep on clogging the pipe or the conveyor belt where the people are supposed to benefit from. You find if you've given a chicken from up there, what reaches the common manage here is a very simple and single wing. So you find that what we have as of now, it is not badly off. It is not something that we can say it's not okay, it's not be applicable. We can just rule it out, and bring a new one or something of sort. But if it's like changing the forest, but the monkeys are still the same. If we can change the character of those people who are in there and make them feel for the common mwananchi, eradicate what we call or incorporate what we call the integrity in leadership. I think that is in chapter 6 of our constitution. Really talks about the integrity issues to do with corruption or something of sort. Because if we vote in those people who don't mean good for our country, that exactly means that we're going to have a lot of problems. You know why? The trickle down effect, the government gives up the money. That money doesn't reach down there as intended. You find maybe a road is worth 2 billion to be constructed. The cost is inflated to a point of almost to 10 billion or something. So you see there is sort of a loss of over 8 billion in that specific project. So you find that what we have as of now, it is not badly off, but if we can have people who means good for this country, people of integrity. And when I talk about the integrity, it really means that not only leaders need to change, but also the citizen also need to change in terms of their behavior. Number two, there is a new economic model that were being introduced by the deputy president or from the Kenya Kwanza fraternity. The economic model that they're introducing to us is quite new to us, and majority of people cannot even explain what exactly it means. This economic model is called the bottom-up economic approach. All right. So the bottom-up economic approach is where they argue from the point of instead of us dishing out the money from top there and expect it to trickle down to the common man. We can do the vice versa. We can put the money from down below and uplift the common man from down there and uplift them as the money climb towards us. So by this, they say that they will set aside 100 billion Kenyan shillings aside for the SMEs. That is for the small, medium enterprises, right? Because these largely are the people who comprises the largest population of a given country, right? So you find they say we can go there and make it simple and make it sort of fast for the small and medium enterprises to acquire loans from the banks, provided they sort of show the what do we call the capacity to pay off or something of sort. So my question is this: does it mean the same with the trickle down effect? Because for you to take money down there, it also means the money has to come from up there. See, money has to come from the national government, from down there. I think what we can have, maybe what we can have that can be a beneficial instead of the either of the two economic model, is that we can have what we call the delayed stipulated rules and laws that are there, that let's say a specific amount of money has to be given, rather than you telling us you'll give us money in terms of this model of something of sort. I think it is good to say that, for instance, if you go to the lowest leadership in our country is the MCA, that is the member of county assembly. We have the ward. We can set aside amount of money, what we call the assigned for that given ward development fund. Actually, a lot of MCAs have been complaining that they really want that money because they do not have money to develop their specific wards or their respective wards. What they do, they survive on the masses of a governor. So if the MCAs can be given a certain amount of money called the ward development fund, that given MCA can be a little bit accountable when it comes to their common mwananchi. And also, the common mwananchi need to be educated. I would think we should have people hovering around teaching people how they should make the MCAs accountable for the money being given. It is good when you walk from door to door, just like doing the census, tell them, you know what, guys, your ward has been given, let's say 500 million Kenyan shilling, and your MCA has been entrusted with the money. You know what, guys, if you realize that nothing is going on, you should go to that MCA, ask them questions, ask them what have they done with the 500 million, or what do they intend to do, have what you call the public participation, so that you can account for this specific MCA. Also, they should have, or we should have, what we call an elaborated ways or means on how we can be able to impeach our MCAs. They made it easy for the governor to be impeached by simple MCAs coming together, voting, taking that motion to the Senate, boom, the governor is out. We should also have a laid strategies on the simplest way how we can be able to kick out the MCA who is there if that specific individual is not working towards the benefit of the larger population of the electorates that he leads or she leads in that given specific ward. So it is good to have what we call the late system, what we have the outline, rules and laws that are there to govern that specific fund set aside for the development of a given ward. If we do that, I think from that perspective, we can have what we call rather than us, depending on what we call, like, for instance, if you go back to what we used to have Kitambo, is that those people who are in the opposition, they never used to benefit from the current government because merely because they are in opposition. You find they don't even experience, or they did not even you know they don't experience development, I should say. They don't even eat the fruit of the national cake. They don't benefit from the national cake of just because they never voted for the president. I think that should not be the case. I think we should have outlined roles, or rules and regulations that makes a certain amount of money to be taken in a given ward or county or something of sort. That should be the law, and that one can be, or can be, of beneficial to all of us in a given country. So my name is Joseph. Talk about finance, economy, and development. When I talk of finance, I talk about your money in the pocket. How can we be able to plan very simply? I do it in a very sort of crook way, applicable, real one. I don't bring a lot of education here. I tell you, I don't know, do or no. I just give you the real things that you can be able to, sort of relate to them or something of sort. When I talk about politics, because I understand for you to have money in the pocket, that means politics. We have to get politically right, and also economy has to be good for all of us to have money in the pocket. So that's why you find I love to talk about those three things, because they go hand in hand. All right. So if you love that kind of a content, kindly guys, let's take this channel to the next level by subscribing. It's very much free. Like the video, give this video a thumbs up so that the YouTube can share it to a large number of people, so that we can become a big family. Number three, comment down below, tell me what you think, because I believe you have an idea of what we can do as far as this country is concerned. And the last one, guys, if you're in a position to share me out to your groups, and let this message reach to large number of people. See you in the next one, and goodbye.